Okay, so far we've been talking about data, we've been talking about collecting it, we're talking about making it into a graph. We also talked about these things called measures of spread, which talks about how spread out things are. So range, percentiles, all those numbers represent measures of spread. Then we're going to talk about measures of center, which I think are more familiar to us. These are the numbers that represent, okay, this number might be around the middle of the data set or the center of the data set. And we have a couple of them. Mean, median, mode. We've always heard about these, right? Just a little reminder. Let's go through these and just write down what they are so we're on the same page. How do we find the mean? Jessica?
That's the average of all numbers. So you add them all together and then divide by how many numbers there were.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I was going to write. You find the average, right? Calculate the average. And basically, you add them up. And you divide by how many there are, right? Okay, add them up, divide by how many. Perfect. We talked about the median. Anyone want to remind me what the median is, Paris?
Basically, order the numbers at the end. If it's two numbers, you divide it. So you add those two numbers and divide it by two. Or if it's like one, you don't have to divide.
That's perfect. I'm just going to write down middle because I think we're all on the same page here. That's a perfect description, Paris. It's the middle score, right? Okay, if you want to write down what Paris said, you can, but I'm being lazy. All right, and then the mode. What is the mode, Jessica?
That's the number that appears the most.
Yes, it's the one that happens the most. I'm going to write the most frequent. What happens if like two numbers are tied? There's two numbers that appear the most. Yeah, it's both of them, right? If two are tied, or three or four, they can all, oh my gosh, I can't spell. They can all be modes. And what happens if like all of the numbers appear at the same rate? Like all of the numbers appear the same amount of times. Yeah, there's no mode, right? So if everything has the same frequency, which means they happen at the same time or they have the same amount, then there's no mode. Okay, so we kind of know what these are. Since this is college, I guess maybe we should think about these a little bit more in depth. And I actually have a little activity for us. I have some properties of the mean, median, or mode. And I want you to think about which properties they align with, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write mean. We got median. And we got mode. Okay. I have these post-it notes with different properties of these guys. I'm going to have you get into groups of like 2, 3, or 4. I'll give you a post-it note or two, and I want you to figure out which one they should go under, and then have a representative of your group. All right, so it looks like to me we got some post-it notes. Okay, I'll read them out and then I'll write them on the board here. So the first one we have the mean, and one group put up most affected by outliers in the data set. Who agrees with this? Someone had to agree with it. Someone put it up. All right. Anyone want to explain why?
We said it because the mean, you're calculating the average, so having like a number that's either really high or really low of the whole group would affect the average.
Yeah, perfect. So let me write this one down here. This one says most affected by outliers in the data set. Okay, and names. Megan, no, you're Megan. Alyssa, no. What's your name?
Alex.
Alex, darn it. Okay. And what this mean, or what Alex was talking about was, let's say we had, I don't know, 1, 2, and 3, right? If we were to find the mean of these two numbers, I would add 1 plus 2 plus 3 and divide by 3, and I bet I'd get 2, right? Okay. Okay. What if I change the 3 to 30 billion? Okay, that would definitely affect the mean, right? I would add them together, divide by 3. That's not going to be 2, right? It's going to be something way, way bigger than 2. Okay? Now, if we think about the median as a mode, the median wouldn't change because the middle would be 2, and the mode wouldn't change because there is no mode anyway. Okay, so I would say that the mean is the most affected by outliers because that 30 billion is going to change the mean a lot. Okay. So nice. Why don't we go to the median? Median I have separates the lower half from the upper half. Everyone agree with this one? Yeah, right. Median's in the middle. That separates the one half from the other. So I'm going to write this one down here. Separates the lower half from the upper half. Okay. All right, median. We also have, you have to put the numbers in order first. Sounds about right? Yeah, median sounds like we have to put the numbers in order first. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, let's go on what we have for mode. Someone said easiest to determine. Do you agree with this? Yeah, mode's pretty easy, right? I agree with that. Let's write easiest to determine. All right, another one. Let's do. Yeah, let's do this one. May not be a score anywhere near the center of a set. Who said this one? Anyone want to explain? Yeah, right. For example, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. No, I don't want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 90, 90. Right. Now there's 2 90s, so 90 would be the mode, but 90 is not anywhere near the middle of the data set. The middle is going to be somewhere closer to the lower numbers, right? So I would say the mode would be a score near, that may not be anywhere near the center. So may not be a score anywhere near the center of the set. Okay. All right, we got another one. Mode is the only measure that can be used on all qualitative data. What's qualitative mean again? Words, right? Okay. So why is the mode the only thing that can be used on all word data?
Because for example, you could have like 1 banana, 1 strawberry, 8 blueberries.
Yeah, and you could find the mode of that, right? But you can't find the median of strawberries and blueberries or the mean, right? So the mode is special because you can actually use it on all types of data, not just quantitative data. So this is the only measure that can be used on all qualitative data. Okay, why did I say all qualitative data? Is there another measure of center that can be used on some qualitative data? What about, okay, let's say I'm at a store and I have a small shirt, a large shirt. Yeah, let's do medium. Another medium, no large. Is there a median of that? Yeah, right. Any data that can be put in order, as long as there's an odd number of data values, you can also find, oh gosh, you can also find the median of that data. So I know it sounds kind of weird taking the median of a bunch of words, but as long as you can put them in order and in an odd number of data values, you can still take the median. Okay, let's talk about this last one under mode. This one says that it's not dependent on all the values of a data set. Anyone want to debate this one being on the mode? It's not dependent on all the values of a data set. So basically meaning you don't need all the values of the data set to find, or you don't need to know the values of the data set to find. Okay, if I wanted to find the mode of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 90, and 90, I would look at how many every single data value appears, and then I would find the one that happens the most. So I know it worded kind of weird, but technically I am comparing everything, my data values to the other ones when I'm finding the mode, right? Is there another measure of center that might make more sense? Median, right? The median, you don't really need to know the values of the data set, but you need to know how they kind of, as long as they're in order, you can kind of figure out what the median is, right? So for this one, I'm not going to test you on this one. This one, I think I worded it a little bit weird, but I would put not dependent on all the values of a data set. I would put that under the median. Any questions on these properties? All right. If we flip to the back page, I have a couple questions. Why don't you work on these for a little bit? I know we've worked with mean median mode before, but sometimes we need a little refresher. So let's work through 1 through 5. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has had a class in this building before, but last semester the bathroom looked a lot different than what it looks like now. And I don't know if anyone has noticed that, but it looks really different. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these answers as I'm walking around. All of you seem to be working really well. And I actually got number 3 wrong because I read the question wrong. That's okay. So number 1, I got Megan to write that one up. Do you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, so I just added the 5 exam scores together to get 406 and divided by the delta scores to get 81.2.
Perfect job. All right, number 2, I forget who I got to write that one up. Who wrote that one up?
Number 3 or 2?
Number 2. Oh, Jessica. Okay, do you want to take us through this one?
So put the data values in order and just kind of slash them out from front to back. So I have two middle numbers.
Perfect job. Remember, the biggest mistake people make with median is forgetting to write them in order. So make sure you do that first. All right. Number 3 was Maya, right? No, it was, who wrote number 3? It was Sean, right? Do you want to take us through this one?
I just had them all in one.
Perfect, right? So you took them all, add them up, divide by 8. Any questions so far? All right, if we go to number 4, Maya wrote this one up. Do you want to take us through this one?
I just.
Perfect, right? One came up the most. Perfect job. And then Emily wrote up number, oh, Paris.
I have a question about.
Mhm.
So, the part of the node is how many numbers shows up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're basically counting out, okay, how many times do I see a 0? How many times do I see a 1, 2, 3, and 6, right? Since 1 happens 4 times and none of the other numbers happen 4 times, then 1 is the mode. Nice question. Emily, do you want to take us through number 5? Perfect. And I really like the chart, keeps us organized. Seems like tone happened 6 times and everything else was less than that. So nice job on that. Any questions on number 5? Perfect. Okay, so I think what I want to do is on Monday, we'll start the next section. I was going to do something else, but I feel like we won't have enough time to do it before the quiz. So I think I'll give you the quiz now.